thought people would like to know that when the LA Times picked me up as a columnist, Barbara Streisand publicly canceled her subscription in protest. I know, it's a point of pride. It doesn't get better in my line of work than that. And I think in the last year alone, I've been nominated as the worst person in the world by Keith Olbermann 4 times. One more and I'm an ace, you know? I think Keith doesn't understand I'm such a pain in his butt because that's the fastest route to his brain. Now, I didn't come here today to burn a Koran. You know, heaven forbid, because, you know, we wouldn't want, you know, radical Islamists to get mad at a guy named Goldberg. Whatever you want to say, whatever you want to call what Barack Obama's ideology is, and there are a lot of different words for it, whether you want to call it liberal fascism or socialism or just stupid, you know, these are all different things, and reasonable people can argue about it. But the simple fact is that Barack Obama thinks, and his allies in Congress, think that there's nothing wrong with America that becoming Europe won't fix. Right? But there's this little obscure fact that you might read from some of the older history books that we used to learn from in our schools. We fought this thing called the American Revolution so that we wouldn't be Europe, right? We had this thing called a Constitution so we wouldn't be Europe. Back in the Cold War, everyone used to like to talk about how, look how much richer West Germany is than East Germany, or South Korea versus North Korea. The most interesting and important experiment in the organization of human society in the last thousand years actually took place in North America. Right. We had this experiment where, at the time of the Revolution, people who wanted to still be loyal to a king and be subjects to a crown moved to Canada or stayed there. People who wanted to fly their "Don't Tread on Me" flags and have their heads and their hearts wired together for some full-tilt boogie for freedom and justice came to the original 13 colonies. 200 years later, look, Canada's not a terrible place. It's sort of a northern Puerto Rico with an EU sensibility, but it's a perfectly fine place. But look, remember 40 years ago, both the Canadian government and the US government told their citizens, you will accept the metric system. 40 years later, Canada is all in kilometers and all that stuff I still don't understand. And in America, we're like, no, because we don't take orders from our government. That's just who we are. Nancy Pelosi last summer said that the town hall... I should have seen that one coming. Nancy Pelosi said last summer in USA Today that the town hall protesters who were protesting Obamacare were un-American. I guess that whole thing about dissent being the highest form of patriotism sort of ended once Barack Obama got elected. Look, the simple fact is that these people don't understand how prosperity works. The American people don't rally around a central mission the way sort of Soviet citizens did to create prosperity. Freedom creates prosperity. Why is there poverty? Look, you have to be too stupid to be a spell checker in an M&M factory not to understand why there is poverty in the world. There's poverty in the world because poverty is the factory preset of the human condition. As a species and as individuals, we're born penniless and stupid. Right? As every single one of us. The question is, what creates wealth? And there's only one thing that creates wealth, and that's freedom. That's markets, right? This is what, you know, Barack Obama, the only person he ever lost to in an election, used to call him an educated fool. And I think in many ways that's what a lot of these people in Washington are these days. They're educated fools. The arguments all sound very interesting, but they run in the face of everything that we know about how the world works. These people don't understand. Right now, no matter whose numbers you use, we owe more money as a country, not just the $14 trillion debt, but our entitlement liabilities and all of the rest, and our pension liabilities, our state liabilities, add up to between $70 trillion and $130 trillion. That is more money, literally more money than exists in the world. It is bigger than the entire planet's GDP. And if you think that you can stay free while having to pay off that kind of debt, or that your children are going to be able to, well, you know, maybe you spent too long as a taste tester at a lead paint factory. happy warriors. You're in a good fight.
Yes.
You're in the most noble fight there is. You're on the side of freedom. You're on the side of prosperity.